Hi, I'm Jason Carter, and I'm sick and tired of the NFL testing for recreational drugs.
And I'm Steve McCollum, and I'm sick and tired of ESPN giving platforms to athletes to bash professional sports leagues they're not in some social justice move.
I believe that was HBO, Steven. The Main Event Podcast is coming up next.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
You have fun at the game?
Oh, yeah, it was so exciting. They scored the winning hit right at the buzzer.
I think he wants to come inside Utley.
He doesn't always go down.
Got the red pure art to that stroke, isn't it? Yeah, it's wonder coffee.
He starts to come and then he pulls out.
Put your testicles in the C gap.
Welcome to the Main Event Podcast, episode number 40. Jason Carter along with Steve McCullum.
Hello.
I thought you were going to say like ho, ho, ho.
Oh.
Since this is the Christmas edition of the Main Event Podcast, we have Christmas coming up this week. Are you excited? Are you ready?
Dude, you live with me. Do I look like I'm excited about Christmas?
No. I saw some decorations in the kitchen. I was like, oh, I gotta put those out for 3 days and make sure I take them down by, noon on Christmas is when we're taking everything down?
Well, maybe a little afternoon when the kids go to their moms for the rest of the week.
All right.
But,
as soon as you walk out of the house on Tuesday morning, I'm just gonna tear everything down and
right.
put up Happy New Year shit.
Hate to admit
I'm gonna
this.
put more stuff up for New Year's than I did for Christmas.
Right. Well, the decorations on the thing are what they made yesterday.
So we'll have 2 ornaments hanging.
Yeah, no, we have a bunch of ornaments and stuff.
I'll put a cowboy hat up on there.
So like last year, I probably shouldn't admit this, but so I don't have the kids these last weekends leading up to Christmas, so and then I don't have them a lot when they get out of school or whatever, like I normally do. So I get them a lot less than normal. So I just don't put stuff up. Like last year, my niece came over and put it up like on Christmas Eve, and it was down like.
Yeah, I didn't even see it. I didn't even see it last year.
Yeah.
Like, that's how quick it was. It was a quick turn, right? You're like, yeah, she put the tree. I was like, the tree was up last year? Like, I didn't remember. Like, was I sleeping the entire time the tree was up?
You were gone for a few days, if you remember. We don't need to talk about that horrible incident. But
what a terrible incident.
But yeah, no, like, it's hard, man, because like kids today, so they're 10 and 8 now. And like we were at Walmart the other day, and I was walking up through Walmart because what do you get? Kids that are spoiled and have everything, right? So we're walking through Walmart because we had to get Ireland a new jacket because she lost her other one. So I used that opportunity to walk the kids through like the toys aisles to see what they go to.
See what they look at, yeah.
Because you ask them what they want, and it's video game money and stuff like that.
Right.
Like nothing. They don't need doll houses. They don't need dolls. They're
not going to ask for peace on earth.
Right.
Goodwill towards men.
So I got some ideas or whatever. So we're walking through, and they're like, "Well, you're gonna buy it for us anyway." And I'm like, "Santa's gonna bring it for you." Like my kids don't believe in Santa Claus. I don't remember them ever really doing it, to be honest with you.
Ever really believing in Santa Claus? Yeah.
But it's because of YouTube and stuff.
YouTube, Google,
like kids today don't. Cause like when we were kids, where'd you find out? Like kids at school, right?
You're right.
And even then, you'd hear from kids at school, and you'd like ignore them.
You're like, whatever, dude. Santa's real. And then you're like 15, and you realize that Santa's not real. And you're like, oh, what the hell?
Or my case, 38. Whatever.
Right.
But kept wondering why I wasn't getting presents for several years in a row. There, it turns out nobody brings them. I have to go get them.
Like, how come Santa always brings me last year's version of what I wanted? Like Santa, we have this year. Like Tommy down the street got the thing I wanted. How come I didn't? I've been way better than that kid. He set a fucking church on fire. But no, here goes Tommy getting the new fucking PS3, and I'm stuck on PS1 again. Like what the heck?
Yeah,
but no, it's cool and sleeker.
You're not bitter at all, Jason.
No, not bitter at all.
Let it go.
or the time Santa left the payments with my parents because they went to Rent-A-Center and my Christmas presents got taken back.
Oh my god!
Like what? Santa doesn't make his own TVs, Mom? Yeah, awesome. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
So sorry. Oh my god! Wow,
you're laughing. It's funny because it's true. It's funny because it's true.
Well, I didn't expect us to go down this rabbit hole. Like the only bad thing I remember about Christmas, because we used to always go to my mom's from a small town. And I just remember one year specifically where so I was in 6th grade because in fifth grade, because I was in Miss Callahan's class over at Jordan Elementary. Shout out!
Oh, she was a hottie.
But Motley Crue's Girls, Girls, Girls album came out, so my parents got that for me.
Hell yeah!
And that was right about the time they were coming out with those warning labels, you know?
Oh, yeah,
and everything. So I got that, and my brother got something else, like not for that. And my brother hates like the hair bands and stuff. Like he's always hated them. He was into like thrash metal and stuff, but he's 2 years younger than me.
I never liked your brother for that
So
reason.
however old you are in fifth grade, right? So my parents switched it up though. So when I opened up my brother's one, it's like the Beach Boys or the Monkees or something, you know, like, you know. And then my brother opened up the Motley Crue one. I was like, I'm borrowing that from him, like, you know.
Right? You're like, yo, hey.
And then my mom's like, oh, you guys are supposed to switch that. And we're supposed to switch it. My brother was all freaking upset because
he got some with Beach Boys. You're like,
I don't remember Beach Boys, but like, you know, but I remember specifically, so we're in like this old house, you know, with my grandma and
Casey
stuff.
and the Sunshine
and like,
Man, awesome.
And I'm like, you don't even like them. And he's like, so I opened it for Christmas. I remember that. And then like, it seems like every year, so your mom listens to this. My mom does not. So I can say whatever I want.
No, we brought all this up last week at the family Christmas. Stories about that.
So I remember, and then it seems like it happened. It happens now. Like last year, like my mom's like, I couldn't find a couple of your presents, you know. So like you go to my mom's house like a month later, and she's like, hey, I found what I hid for you. But I remember that a couple times when I was a kid too. Where like a month after, which my birthday is like 2 months after Christmas. So I'm pretty sure she just held them for birthday presents. But other than that, I mean, Christmases were uneventful, and you know, when you're a kid, you get excited because you get toys or whatever. Right. But like, my kids aren't even. I don't know how they are with their moms, but like they show zero excitement about Christmas.
Yeah, they just do like give a F, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe it's.
I remember being a kid
because I don't do that, but like they show zero. But like I only gets excited when she goes to my mom's house and the decorations get up or whatever. But then I'm like, you want to do that here? And she's like, no. So I think like my kids, they do one thing, like they do the elf on the shelf with their moms, and they don't want to do it here. So I think my kids like compartmentalize. Like grandma's house is all the Christmas decorations, you know. Right. Like her mom's house is like elf on the shelf and that stuff or whatever. And then like my house is.
They like see something like, Dad, why are you even trying? You know, like why are you trying to make Christmas a thing, Dad? It's not a thing over here. We know that, Dad.
Like it's so
Mom
weird.
Took care of it all.
Like it's such a weird dynamic, man. And like people look at me funny too when they're like, "Your tree's not up yet." And I'm like, "Oh, I'll throw it up Christmas." Now, if I had the kids this weekend, it would be up.
Yeah,
because that would be different. Because you know.
Well, I didn't know you were going to your dad's yesterday afternoon, because that was going to be my plan, is to be like, all right, kids, let's put the tree up together. And, I mean, that probably wouldn't have happened. It probably just would have been me putting it up, and then be like, whatever.
They have no desire to, like, do it or anything, man. Like, so one year I got the great idea to do Christmas ornaments here, you know? Like, we'll do Christmas ornaments every year. It'll be like our thing. Worst experience of my life, because they wanted nothing to do with it. Then they go over to my mom's house yesterday and, like, last year, and you saw those things. Like,
yeah, let's do this.
That's not something you put together in, like, 2 seconds, you know? And they're all into it and painting it with their cousins.
Well, does Grandma have a PlayStation 4 with Fortnite?
That's probably...
No, Grandma does not.
That's probably the point.
Just exactly what I remember. Like for us, Christmas, you know, we'd wake up like super early and be like, "All right, so I see it's like daylight outside," and you kind of wake up and you're like, I go like push my sister, "Hey, go wake up Mom and Dad."
Yeah,
like it's Christmas, go wake up Mom and Dad. I'm not gonna go in there because I don't want them to yell at me for it being way too early.
Yeah, like, and like, well, you saw, so like Ireland's birthday was what, Thursday, so she turned 8, and so like we had somebody over helping us to get some stuff ready at the house or whatever. And like you saw the way they Ireland opened up her birthday present and everything. Like there's like no excitement and whatsoever. Like she read the horseback riding thing and was like, and puts it down. Like that's Christmas at my house. Like I don't know if it's different at everybody else's house, but in my house it's nothing but like they like carefully unwrap it and they go, oh cool, and then they put it aside and then don't.
I remember the first year my older sister was with us after she ran away from her mom's house. Just gotta throw that out there. It's cool. She's a prostitute. Anyways,
this is what you want to air.
Ho ho ho! Indeed, that's a Christmas right there. But no, I remember she was like super slow. Like there was like a Christmas fight because we would like take turns with the rabbit. It wouldn't be like, all right, everybody just unwrap whatever. You know, it'd be like you unwrap this first, you unwrap this, then you're next, then you're next, then you're next.
Oh, you do that?
And she like literally would like cut the tape, now, pull it back, pull back that. And it was taking forever. And my mom was like, could you go any slower? And I was like, shut up, Linda. I was like, oh, great, here we go. The gloves are off now on Christmas morning.
Like, well, at our house, because it's just, usually just me and the two kids, right? So, like, we just separate everything into piles, and then people go to town on, the kids, I get pictures or whatever. And then, no, you go to my parents' house now, and, like, you have, like, one or two kids that reads the name on the present, and then half the presents don't have names on them because people forgot who they're for.
You do that whole...
Me, my mom. And then, like, yeah. And then, then everything gets put into piles, and then everybody will open them or whatever, so everybody does it. And the only time you really see what other people get is, like, if it's yours, they're like, oh, thank you, they hold it up or whatever, So, yeah, there's no organization like that at all, like, with our family whatsoever. But every other kid in the family is like, it's like the Tasmanian devil with the wrapping paper, It's flying everywhere. Then my two kids are like, no excitement whatsoever. It's just the weirdest thing.
I don't know. Christmas. Anyways, we are the Main Event Podcast. You can catch us on Twitter at the Main Event Pod, Facebook at the Main Event Podcast. By searching that, also hit up me on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter at JasonCarter03. And Steven is also on all three platforms at
SMAC500.
So fun stuff. So not really a whole lot of big sports news, I guess, really going on this week.
First of all, I hope everybody enjoyed our 35-minute podcast last week because all of our picks got cut off. Apparently.
Sorry about that. They were all right, except for Steve. He was wrong on a bunch of them, but most of mine were pretty correct. Ooh, that's a nice little hot rod that just drove by the studio. What was that?
I don't know.
Where'd that come from? Like, who? Yeah, I heard something the other day here in the cul-de-sac. I heard some car ramping up. I think some guy was working on something probably before his dad's about to die. I don't know. Which we talked about that. We're going to talk about that later on here in the podcast. So this is going to be a little special podcast, some Christmas stuff, some football picks, all that jazz. Getting down to the nitty gritty. But first off, Josh Gordon, the big news of the week, I guess you can say. He kind of took over. If he was still with the Browns, it wouldn't have been as big of news as what it was. But since he's with the Patriots and he was like their number one target, it became pretty big news.
I actually disagree. I think it would have been bigger news with the Browns because the Browns would have taken a lot more heat for having him play the year and everything. You know what I mean? I think it would have been bigger news if he was still with the Browns.
I don't know. I think it's bigger because of who he's with. This happened underneath Bill Belichick, so obviously Belichick can't control a locker room. But Josh Gordon suspended for smoke a little recreational weed.
No, Jason. He's got mental health issues.
Well, yeah. Okay. Let's try to hide it. But yeah, it's for the weed. We all know that. That's the one thing I thought was hilarious. Like, people were like, oh, so, this guy's an inspiration. He came out and he's going to go get the help he needs. Like, it's not for mental health, people. He literally got busted for smoking pot. Like, the guy just cannot lay off the freaking bong or the freaking... He rolls his... I don't know. Does he roll a blunt? Does he hit the bong? Like...
Well, I haven't...
Little peace pipe? What's he doing?
I haven't smoked out with him in a couple of years, Jason. I don't know what he's doing these days. Stupid joke.
Terrible.
But I made this comment earlier, I'm not a drug person or whatever, because I just don't care, but all you hear from people is, you don't get addicted to weed, right? Everybody says that.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't get addicted to it. There's no health problems with it. There's nothing, blah, blah, blah. And then a guy gets addicted to it, and it's like, oh my God, he's got a sickness, he's addicted to it.
Or he gets caught, and multiple times, and ESPN's just blasting, oh man, this addiction, he just can't beat the addiction. Like, come on, people, get over it.
So, what? I don't care either way. The problem isn't that because the NFL actually is pretty lenient on that stuff. I think you'll find that a lot of people get caught with that in their system and they let it slide.
The problem,
it's him because of his issues.
That's the thing about it. So I found out about the drug policy a few years back when Randall Gregory and Greg Hardy were going through their thing. So Randall Gregory,
of course.
I was talking to this guy from 105.3 The Fan, and he was telling me all about it, and I didn't realize what it was. I was like, oh, you know what? You smoke some pot, and boom, like that's what happens. You get caught smoking pot, they'll fine you, do whatever, and then apparently the only reason you get put in the actual drug system to where you can get in trouble for weed is because you like did it in college, which Randall Gregory did it when he was in Nebraska, and that's why like the Cowboys got rid of Greg Hardy a few years ago, because Greg Hardy was smoking pot with Randall Gregory. Where Greg Hardy, he can smoke all the pot he wants, but Randall Gregory, he can't. So it's one of those like weird type deals.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. They get tested for drugs. The performance-enhancing drug part, so if they're doing steroids or whatever, that they get nailed for. And it's not official, but I think they overlook that stuff on them right now. It's when you get
the
caught.
PEDs?
No, the weed is what they overlook. But you have to, in order for you to get busted for doing it, you have to be in the system, and that's his problem. Is he's in.
And if you're in the system, like you have to get in the system and get in trouble. So say you're driving and you have a gram of weed on you, boom, you're automatically in the system.
Yep.
You cannot get in trouble. But it's like a year thing. Like if you go like 2 years or something like that with it, you're like, all right, cool. So you have a probation period, and Josh Gordon just can't get past the probation period. Guy likes smoking a little pot, and kind of wish the NFL would just go relax on the whole recreational pot thing.
We talked about, but that's the problem with it, is they can't relax because of Josh Gordon's situation. So they relax on it, and the guy's constantly messed up on it. You can't let a guy like Ricky Williams.
Yeah, because didn't he play a game high? Is that what was that him or is that Ricky?
That's Ricky Williams. Ricky Williams.
I think Josh Gordon said he showed up high.
No, he said he was on other stuff. After when they did that interview when he was suspended, he was like, "I showed up. He showed up on higher stuff than weed." But no, that's the issue with it, is you can't. If it's something they do to heal, to feel better, like on a Tuesday, that's one thing.
Right.
But you show up to game on a Sunday, and you're in the locker room, like it's a whole different deal. It's perception. It's
can't do that on a Bills watch.
Right, it's safety, it's your perception of your league and all that. I mean, look at the NBA had a clean. The NBA, everybody knows. Everybody in the NBA is doing that, right?
Wonder why?
Yeah, like no joke in there. But they had to start testing for it because it was getting out of hand. Where guys were posting social media posts and everything of them smoking out on a table on a couch somewhere.
I've never understood that about my Snapchat friends. Like Facebook, it's all like on Facebook and Instagram, it's all like, hey, happy family, and then on like Snapchat, getting green this week. Like, what the fuck?
Blowing the smoke in the screen,
right? Like, check out this. Like, is that good quality pot? I don't know. Like, I guess so. Cool. Looks good.
Yeah, I mean, so that's Josh Gordon's issue. It's the same thing with alcohol. You got those guys that get a DUI and then they go in the system for the alcohol, and they can't test positive for alcohol anymore. And they might not necessarily have a problem, but it's what the rules that they have set up and everything.
Speaking of alcohol, I am sucking back some eggnog right now, trying to get into the spirit.
That disgusting eggnog you had me try?
Delicious eggnog, by the way. Well, what was in this? It was like rum and whiskey, and there's like 3 different things.
Yeah, it tasted like ass.
It tastes amazing for all you eggnog lovers out there. I've always loved eggnog.
I've never liked it. I've never had it before. Like, the only reason I took a sip of it was you were like, try it, man.
Try it.
It's so brilliantly good.
It's so brilliantly good. This just tastes like Christmas. Do you not know what Christmas tastes like? This is what Christmas tastes like, so taste it.
Well, I'm not a big Christmas guy. Maybe it's because I don't like the taste of Christmas, Jason. Maybe I don't like the taste of Christmas.
I don't like to taste Christmas. But no, Josh Gordon, we hope you get better. Is that what everybody has to say now, right? I don't know. Whatever. Like, just be smart. Don't smoke pot. Like,
it's always sad, right? Like,
when a millionaire wide receiver can't put the pipe down.
It's not just that. People every day at the old company I used to work at, they never drug tested you. But if you got in an accident in the company truck or whatever, you got tested.
Oh, yeah.
You know how many people got fired because they got tested and they had it in their system? And it's like, it happens every day of the year. This is going to sound like mean, but I don't feel sorry for Josh Gordon.
Oh, me neither.
The guy's a multi-millionaire and has money everywhere. I feel sorry for the guy making $10 an hour as a delivery driver. Some guy runs into the back of him. It's no fault of his. He smoked out 3 days earlier,
right?
And it's still in the system, and he gets fired, and then he has a hard time finding another job, and his kids don't have Christmas. That's the guy you feel sorry for in this deal.
Yeah, Josh Gordon, go fuck yourself.
Josh Gordon, I mean, it's laid out. It's laid out. I mean, he signs up for the NFL. What's in there? And
it's Josh Gordon, so there's special deals for Josh Gordon. Like, dude, don't smoke pot. Like, once the offseason comes, smoke all the pot
he
you
can't
want
even do
for
it then.
3 months.
He gets tested in the offseason, too. Like, he can't do it at all.
Who do you think got tested more this year, though? Him or Eric Reed? I kind of want to feel like Eric Reed. I mean, 7 drug tests randomly? Come on now.
Remember when Josh Gordon got cut by the Browns? The story that came out was they showed up and they thought he was high at practice, so they cut him.
He was just tired.
So he might not have failed a drug test. He might have showed up. He might have showed up with obvious signs of impairment, is what I'm getting at here.
Well, was it one of those deals too, where the other guys
We'll
they don't do drugs, so they just thought he was? They're like, oh, he was just tired and groggy. Like, oh man, had a rough day last night.
I don't necessarily hang around with people that do that all the time, but I've never looked at somebody and been like, man, they're either really tired and sleepy or they're high right now. Like, I've never had a dissent between the two.
Well, my mom, she used to like kind of nag me for like, oh my god, what drugs are you on? It's like, I'm not. But actually, I took like some of her Zoloft once and got me really happy. I was rocking out some Backstreet Boys when I was like 14. I was jamming that Millennium album. So
you know what the worst part of jamming out to Backstreet Boys is? What's the worst thing? Either telling your parents you're taking drugs or that you're gay. Which one? Which one's the worst thing?
I don't know. I mean, it's Backstreet Boys, all right? Come on now.
That's not just stupid.
It's not even that gay.
That's
not even that gay.
Joke. That's such a stupid.
It was terrible, Steve.
That's not an insulting thing, everybody. That's just a stupid old joke.
To our gay listeners out there, we're sorry. Steve does not approve, but I'm all for it. All right.
It's not even what I was saying. It's just a dumb old joke.
So LeBron James comes out this week and.
You skipped Eric Reed.
Oh, I was just joke. I don't want to talk about Eric Reed. It was just funny. He's been drug tested 7 times.
Well,
I'm not getting into it. Don't take a knee and call out the NFL.
Don't piss off the NFL. But that's all computerized, dude. That's what I was going to say about that really quick.
The computers have a little bit of a malfunction on Eric Reed's name.
That's the beautiful thing. Like, I was reading about it. The NFLPA can do absolutely nothing about it because the computer is run by both the NFL and the NFLPA. So his own NFLPA can't do anything about it.
Oh, I know.
Because it's run
it's just
legally
funny.
by law. And I can guarantee you there's other players getting tested as much as Eric Reed is. It's just we're not hearing about it because they don't want to.
Like, what the fuck?
Because they don't want to open their mouths. Eric Reed wants to open his mouth and make it look like they're picking on him because that's what him and you-know-who do.
Yep, him and old Colin Kaepernick.
I guarantee you, and they can't come out with it. A player has to come out with it. They can't come out with it and say that somebody else has been tested a lot. So the way it works is you get tested in the off-season, like in the summertime. When you're
like right before training camp, right?
And if you pass, they don't have to retest you for the rest of the year. He was signed late into the year, so he can be tested as many times as they want him to. That's the difference in the rule that you're not being told by Eric Reed.
And of course, Eric Reed took a knee, has a lawsuit against the NFL.
But that's why he's coming out on Twitter complaining about it. Is because he wants it to look like, because remember, everybody took Jenkins' side on that deal where Eric Reed wanted to fight him because he said Jenkins, took over him and Kaepernick's thing. Eric Reed's trying to get favor back that he's being a thing against, and he's not. The rule is if you pass your test before the season, you don't get retested again because you passed it. If you sign late or you fail that test, they can test you as many times as they want.
I mean,
done.
I do feel a little sorry for Eric Reed, but
why would you feel sorry
he is
for
getting
him?
pretty hydrated with all these drug tests that he's taking, so that's good. He did come in late in the season, so you shouldn't worry about cramps with Eric Reed moving down the stretch run here the last 2 weeks.
Why
so
would you feel sorry for Eric? Have you noticed how bad the Panthers have been?
Well, that's another reason why I feel sorry for him. I mean, shit, his quarterback was playing without a freaking arm.
They
like, say something there, Cam.
They went on a 6-game losing streak after they signed him. That's all I'm saying. I'm just pointing that out,
Well, the defense has been pretty good. The offense can't move the ball.
I know, it's the difference.
How come the Panthers don't put the Christmas hat on the logo anymore? It used to be my favorite thing about the Panthers and Jaguars. They would always put the Christmas hat on the logo.
I know why the Jaguars stopped doing it. I don't know.
Why the Jaguars?
Is that this year?
I don't know. I just know they used to do it.
Yeah, okay. Because if it's just this year, it probably has to do with the new owner. When the
Panthers do have the
when
new owner,
Shaka
right?
Khan or whatever his name is,
Shaka Khan.
Mr. Khan. I know his last name is Khan.
Mr. Khan, how you doing, Mr. Khan?
When he bought the Jaguars, he put an end to that, and he's not. He's a Muslim American and stuff.
That makes
But
sense.
I mean, he wants to include everybody. I can totally understand that.
Oh, it's a Santa hat. Come on.
But the Panthers,
You can throw a dreidel up at the 25.
If it's this year only, it might be because they have that new owner.
Yeah, I don't know if they did it last year or not. I noticed it watching Monday Night Football the other day. I was like, oh, I'm a record.
But I read a story on that in Jacksonville because all the rednecks in Jacksonville were up in arms.
So Khan, I believe he is not one of those white slave mentality owners that LeBron James was talking about this week on The Shop with Todd Gurley.
Isn't it funny how he conveniently left off the minority owners? He just talked about the old white ones.
Yeah, I mean specifically what Jerry Jones, right? Like that's like
No, I mean, he was-
that's the one everybody always goes to is like Jerry Jones is like slave mentality guy.
Well, I mean, the guy that just died in Houston, McNair,
Yeah.
was busted for it for a while.
Yeah, he got some shit for saying can't have the inmates run the asylum, and apparently that was racist. I don't know.
And what's his name up in York, up in San Fran, got a lot of crap one year for making a comment. Spanos in San Diego said some stuff. That just goes. But yeah. So how do you feel about? I mean, that's my whole thing. And I know I said ESPN in the intro, but because ESPN has another show with him, but HBO can have an outside thing with LeBron if they want to, like his production company, like that. What's it called? The Birdcage or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it's called, something stupid. I don't know.
The Barbershop or something like that. But ESPN is airing professionally produced LeBron James presents stuff while they're also doing his game. I have a serious problem with this. Like,
It's
you can't be in bed with the NBA and then one player, right?
Well, I mean, the way the NBA is, though, it's not like the NFL. All right, so here's the thing about LeBron's comments. He's not far off. I mean, I would have kept out the slave mentality thing.
Okay.
But here's the thing about here's like the main thing I took from it.
Okay.
He's pretty much like, hey, go out there, do this, but once you're not going to be good for me anymore, bye, see you out the door. Which is totally how it should be. Like, I mean, we all know the lifespan of running back is like 5 to 6 years. Once that, hey, peace out, see you later. Which is how it should be. Like, I don't know why he's like thinking like that fans should think anything different than that. Like fans, when more so in the NBA, fans are fans of certain players, but in the NFL, fans are really fans of their team.
Yeah,
and once their player
it's
sucks, it's like, fuck you, here's the door. We don't care about you anymore. And that's how it's always been for me. Like, I don't really care about that. So I do kind of get the
You're wrong, though.
mentality he's thinking about, but it's not a slave mentality.
Well, I have a slave mentality issue there because I think it's bullshit. Okay, fine. You have obvious issues with the past in America, whatever. Fine. I get that. The issue is comparing yourself to slaves and owners' slave mentalities on that is what is bullcrap. You're denigrating a generation of people that were truly treated like crap and not giving basic life things, and you cannot be saying that.
Yeah, like I said, I don't agree with like the whole saying it's slave mentality, but his comments, he said, in this, here's a quote, he said, in the NFL, they got a bunch of old white men owning teams, and they got that slave mentality, which I don't agree with the whole like talking slave mentality, but the next thing he says is, and it's like, this is my team. You do what I fucking tell you to do, or we get rid of y'all. Like, that's not a slave mentality. That's just how it should be in like business to begin with.
Well, it's like that with any job. But that,
Right.
But hold on. But first, he's wrong there. The NFL doesn't tell him what to do. It's performance based. Eric Reed has a job today. And he's taking a knee still in Carolina, but he's got a job today because he's still performing as a safety in the league. Like, LeBron is completely wrong in that whole deal is they don't tell them what to do. They didn't tell him, they told him to stop taking a knee and then they backtracked on it. You can take a knee today still. And a lot of people that did it still have jobs just because one high profile one got replaced by, freaking Charlie Daniel or whatever. Chase Daniel.
Charlie Daniels, hey man, that dead one down to Georgia.
So he's wrong there. And second of all, NFL players are removed from rosters all the effing time and not brought back because they don't perform and stuff. So he's wrong on that. You don't keep NBA players on roster. LeBron James doesn't get cut, and he'll never get cut. But how many people on a roster? 12, 15? 10 of those guys can be cut at any freaking moment. It happens all the time.
And then here's another thing where I think he's like totally off base here. He says the players are who make the ship go. We make it go. Every Sunday without Todd Gurley and without Odell Beckham, without those players, those guys, there is no football, which is totally wrong.
Yep.
Without the New York football Giants, there is no football.
Yep.
Without, the Dallas Cowboys, there's no football. The Cardinals, the Rams, without the teams, there's no football. One player in football doesn't matter because there's 52 players on a team, 11 at a time. Like, you don't know the left guard's name for your team, do you? Like, off the top of your head.
Well,
you can't think of it.
I do.
All right, right guard.
Yeah.
Center.
I do.
Nose tackle. Well, shut up. There's some guys you don't know.
No, my point is like, so, for instance, I root for the Ravens, right? Like, they're one of my favorite teams. They have been for a long time.
Who's their left guard?
That's going to be my point. Is, Ray Lewis retired, a Hall of Fame linebacker that I loved. I loved his mentality. I loved him playing. He retired. And I was like, well, man, that sucks he's retired. Next year, I didn't even give a shit. It was like, all right, who we got taking the spot? Let's go, guys,
Right, yeah.
But no, that's where he's wrong there. And the NBA is different because the NBA, when Jordan came along, or I guess it was, Magic and Bird and those guys where it started. But when Jordan came along, they went from team promotion to individual player promotion. And the NBA and the NFL is still a thing. But LeBron's completely outbased on this. And I have heard only a few people point out that LeBron's wrong in saying this. And that's what drives me nuts about it. And that was my point on my rant. Is when you're promoting a sport and you're in bed with that sport, ESPN, you're not going to come out and say LeBron James is wrong on this. NBA players get replaced every day of the week. NBA players that don't perform don't get contracts to next year. NBA player, who's the guy that the Suns, Trevor Ariza gets traded to the Washington Wizards this week, and they bring back...
Did that trade finally go through?
Yeah,
I knew they were talking.
It was a whole...
I saw it when it blew up.
It was a mess up.
Yeah.
But, so they get Doc Rivers kid here, and they waive him. So LeBron, I thought the NBA doesn't do that. Like, they literally just did it. Suns literally traded for a guy and said... See you later. You're a free agent.
So James also said the difference between the NBA and the NFL is the NBA is what we believe can be the potential. In the NFL, it's like, what can you do for me this Sunday or this Monday or this Thursday? If you ain't it, we moving on. Which is like totally like... yeah, that's a thing, but it all depends on who the player is, too. Look, 2 years ago, Tony Romo went down with a back injury. Dak Prescott stepped in, balled out. And it came down to it in week 8, week 9. Who's the guy going to be? And Romo holds this press conference where it sounded like he was like pretty much saying...
He was pretty much. He was saying...
I'm retiring, but, he wasn't going to retire. But it was like, all right, cool, But that's like white on white crime if that's a slave mentality type deal, right?
I would argue... hold on. I would argue that that's what makes the NFL great in the nation's favorite sport, and the NBA not. Is we've gone through this, right? We went to 2 games this year and everything, and so we've been through this where we literally go to a game and what's the joke? Suns are down by 20. But the third quarter, they're going to go on a run. They'll be up by 10, and then the other team will go on a run and win by 15, right? It's like you can pretty much predict the NFL, the NBA's games night in, night out because the players are safe. They are secure. It's the same thing with baseball. Guaranteed contracts means guys don't play that hard. Diamondbacks have a guy in Tomas playing in AAA Reno making $800 million a year because he doesn't want to play because he got this huge guaranteed contract and he doesn't need to play. The NFL, you sign a large contract this year. It could be gone next year when you don't perform, 2 years from now if you don't perform in there. And that, I would argue that is what, and LeBron's thinking from the player's perspective where you want the guarantees, you want all that stuff and everything. But, the argument that slave mentality, is just fundamentally makes me sick.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of saying the slave mentality thing, but he's not far off base with the other stuff. Like, even Gurley said, he's like, that's what I say, your best ability is availability. It's really week by week.
Yeah.
It's ain't year by year, which that is what makes the NFL great. Like, the narrative in football changes week by week. Like, opening week, your team goes out and they win by 30 points. This is a team to watch Super Bowl. Next week they go out and they lose by 3 to, like, the team that got blown out by 30 the week before. It's, well, that team's not as good as we thought they were. And that's what changes week to week in the NFL.
I'll give you the example. Todd Gurley sucked against the Bears and did nothing, and nobody talked about him. Last week, or the week before the Bear game, he dominated and had, like, outrageous yards and stuff, and everybody said he was one of the best running backs in the league, right? It changes week to week. It is availability. It's how you perform. And quite frankly, that's why football...
And he's a game-time decision tomorrow, by the way.
Yeah, no.
Todd Gurley.
That I would argue, LeBron, if we had a conversation about this, that it's the culture of the two sports is what makes football so much more liked in this country, because it is, like, you know what? Yeah, it sucks. You didn't perform and you got your butt kicked and you got cut, whoever you are, Mr. NFL player. Like, yeah, it sucks. But you know what? You didn't perform. You did not do good. They have a guy they think can do better. Flacco, right? Let's do Flacco, Lamar Jackson. You know, Flacco gets benched because Lamar Jackson's outperforming him right now, and Flacco's a big money guy on there. So, show what slave mentality is he referring to that the overpaid white quarterback gets benched for a underpaid rookie contract? My African American quarterback that is
say
now
minority.
Yeah, I haven't said minority.
Can you say minority? You can say minority.
I don't even know anymore.
I don't know what you can say.
But, so why are we not complaining about that? Because that had to go through that wasn't John Harbaugh's decision. That came from the owner on top of it, and everything. And that move saved John Harbaugh's job, by the way, because it gives Ravens fans hopes that, they can perform next year and everything. But why aren't we talking about that? No, because we have to talk about the negative stuff that ignore the actual facts that are out there. And that's what drives me nuts about it. But the other thing that drives me nuts is fine, say it. That's your opinion, LeBron. I respect your opinion, whatever. The issue is okay, that was on HBO, but, ESPN all day, I heard about it from ESPN and all their comments, and everybody was, like, agreeing with it and commenting about it. And how can you be in bed with a guy outside of his sport when you are also the major broadcasting rights of that sport? It drives me nuts.
That's why they're in bed with them. They are in bed with the NBA, and Christmas is coming up, so they're going to have something to talk about because the Broads play the Warriors. This is the first time since ABC took over the rights that the two teams who played in the finals don't play each other. But LeBron is playing the Warriors. It would have been Warriors in Cleveland, but no, we all know it's LeBron. LeBron runs the ship in the NBA. Oh, he has since he's been in, and he will until the day he retires, which it's a thing. It sucks, but that's how it is. And you look at the Monday Night Football ratings and the games they have. I mean, come on now. ESPN's not really in bed with the NFL too much anymore.
No, they have that one game or whatever. It's always been Fox and ABC.
Do they still get a wild card game?
Remember, they changed all that this year, remember?
Yeah.
Because Fox got that. They changed it last year because CBS got that Thursday night dual package. And then CBS has...
Because they used to do the 2 wildcard games on Saturday. Yeah. I wonder if we're going to get John Gruden out of...
Well, they did.
Out of retirement to come back.
He can't. The head coach can't do that. But yeah, no, they always do 2 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday. And then the next week they always do 1 and 9. So even the championship is... up until the championship game, it's always 1 and 1. And then the championship games are on Sunday.
Right.
1 early, 1 late. So, but I don't know. It's just... Yeah, ESPN's not better than the NFL by any stretch. It's always Fox and CBS and, whatnot. But
because they know what makes it go.
It's a joke, man. It's a joke. But I just, it's fine. LeBron, produce your stuff. Do all that. I'm sure it's good. I to be honest with you...
I haven't watched it.
To be honest with you, I've never watched it. I will probably never tune in onto it.
I know they had Jon Stewart on there.
I don't watch. Yeah, the first episode. I don't watch.
But I like how he said, like, without Odell and without Gurley, the two football players, there's buddies, which is why, So Odell, the first episode, Odell said some stuff like that.
I grew up a New York Giants fan, and
get Jason Witten on there. That's what I'm gonna.
And the funny thing is I remember rooting for the Giants when I was a kid when Odell wasn't on the team. So.
Yeah, I rooted for the Cowboys before Dak.
And,
I
you know,
rooted for this team before
I never
that.
rooted for the Rams, and but Todd Gurley wasn't on that. Eric Dickerson was on that team, who's a better player than Todd Gurley will ever be, and I didn't root for the Rams. So, yeah, we don't literally. That's what I joke is unless you're like a Hall of Fame player, like go back just 10 years ago, unless you're just like one of those die-hard, which I know you are at times, unless you're just one of those die-hard players, you cannot remember anybody on a Dallas Cowboys team from like 8 years ago except for the superstars.
Right. Which is like with me, like I have a Witten jersey and a Romo jersey. Those are the last two jerseys I've ever buy.
But like you,
I might buy like a Moose Johnson jersey because I really do like.
It's like
Johnson.
the Cardinals, right? Like the Super Bowl Cardinals years, right? Kurt Warner, Edgerrin James, Larry Fitzgerald. There we go.
Yeah.
And that year, I knew every player on that team. I could have told you that that year and the year after, in that Super Bowl run, I could have told you every player, what they did, what game, and how they played, all that stuff. And now I have no freaking clue.
Romo's first year, it was, Romo, T.O., Marion Barber, like those guys were the Heat. And now it's like, Like they won the they were top seed in the NFC his first full year.
Yeah,
going in.
But that's that's where LeBron's wrong. To be honest with you, same thing in the NBA.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, you're gonna remember LeBron.
And you have less players to think about.
So let's go back to the Bulls years, right? Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan,
Kukoc.
A few years, but
you remember Kukoc?
Yeah, but who was there before him? Bill Paxton was there for a while.
Who's the Warriors coach?
Yeah, Steve Kerr was there for a few years. Yeah.
Grant was it?
Grant was there.
Horse?
Yeah, the glasses.
Yeah. Rodman.
But
Rodman was there for a few.
This is over a bunch of years.
Right.
Pick the 96 team. Pick the 96
Pippen and
team.
Jordan were the two constants.
Yeah.
So 96 team.
That was the team that won. That's the team that won like 99 games or 100 games or whatever.
Yeah.
So that was the best, like one of the best teams in NBA history. Go ahead, name them.
Jordan, Pippen, Rodman. Kerr was on that team, right?
Rodman was on that team?
I think Rodman was on that team.
Kerr came
Or did
later.
Rodman come later?
I think they came later. I don't even know. This is my point. You're proving the point.
Yeah.
Is you don't remember these guys. But that year, you knew every... Horace Grant had to have been there. Bill Paxton had to have been there.
Oh, yeah. Like that year, because that was the year they played Sox, and they had Kemp and Peyton.
Cartwright?
Payton.
It was probably Cartwright that year.
And I remember... because you and your buddies would go play, like ball or whatever, and be like, all right, man, I'm going to be the Bulls, you're the Supersonics. You knew every single person on the team.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, you knew that probably like 4 or 5 years after that. Now you can't name any of them. You don't even know...
No, it wasn't even that long that you knew it.
Yeah, but
not even that long.
So it doesn't matter what sport you're in. It doesn't
like
matter
the Mavs
what you're
championship
in.
team.
You could probably show me.
I probably do remember most of the Mavs.
You could probably show me. Well, you could probably see, but that means something more to you,
right?
Because it was your first.
And that run was so
championship.
magical with Dirk. I mean, JJ Barrera was balling out that freaking offseason. Who's that badass dude? Stojakovic from
But that's my
he went
point.
off against
That
the Lakers.
meant something to you different than a normal year.
Marion, Kidd. God, Kidd was great in the finals game too.
But New York Giants fans aren't watching the Giants this year because Odell's on the team.
No, they want them to win. Well, actually, New York Giant fans aren't watching the Giants right now. Period.
No, they're watching the Rookie of the Year play, man.
They're watching the Jets.
Saquon.
But I know I talked about it briefly about this song, and we kind of talked about it earlier at the gas station.
God, you gonna do it?
Well, Christmas songs, like, all right, it's Christmas. Like, you got a favorite Christmas song out there that gets to you?
I hate every Christmas song.
Oh my God! If you're Houston, you hate what you're doing right now because you're getting your ass kicked by Army.
It's got worse.
Gross.
They can't handle that triple option dual air raid threat.
Stop the run, guys! Oh my God! It's halftime. That's a halftime score. Holy shit!
Are you gonna tell the people what it is?
Oh, it could change. Armed Forces Bowl. That's the reason why they're winning. It's the Armed Forces Bowl. Freaking wrestler.
But
they're getting paid off by Army. Getting paid off by America. They took some out of that border wall security fund on GoFundMe. Pay off the refs in the Armed Forces Bowl. 42-7. Gross.
At halftime.
Gross. God, Houston. Ain't been much since old Harriman left, huh?
Who's the head coach in Houston now? It's somebody named.
I don't know. I have no idea. Because Herman left there.
Yeah, he's in Texas now, right? No. Is he Texas?
Yeah.
We had that big South Florida FIA argument the other day.
Yeah.
We were all wrong on that one. trying to remember who coaching, where Lane Kiffin is and where Charlie Strong is, and we got them all backwards.
But no, so Christmas songs. You don't have a favorite. I like Christmas music, you know. So
Well, I know you're into. I mean, there's some that are catchy.
Mariah Carey.
Yeah, that's catchy.
That's a good song.
But I'm not gonna go out of my way to listen to it.
But there's songs out there that just don't make sense.
Wham. Last Christmas is always a classic.
I gave you my heart. You just think that because I sent you a dirty video to it last
Very
night.
next day.
Of me sucking on a candy cane.
Yeah,
a Santa hat.
Yeah, you guys are lucky you didn't see that.
Yeah, some of you probably did.
No, I've always liked that song, man. Because this year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special.
Still looking for that someone special, aren't you? Maybe next year. It's a 2-year plan.
Always next year. I'm like a Cubs fan now. Always next year. Like those are like the only two. Other than that, I mean, like Little Drummer Boy. Like, no, thank you. Jingle Bells. No, thank you. I thought that was official, by the way. So did you, obviously, when you just...
No, I was just trying to see what you had up there, because I knew who it was that was on there.
Yeah, no.
I just didn't know what he had going on.
There's a thing on my phone right now that says Todd Bowles. Well, it's a picture of Todd Bowles.
Could come back to Arizona.
But when you see it...
They've been talking about in Arizona for a while.
Yeah, but when you see what's up on my screen, you're like, oh my God, Todd Bowles is coming back.
He's here.
He got fired. Now he's coming back. But anyway.
So, the song about Christmas shoes, which you've heard the song, right? Where the kid's like, I'm going to buy these shoes for my mom who's dying of cancer on her deathbed.
I can't picture... I've heard it, but I can't like put the theme or anything in my head.
It's like I want to buy these shoes
the
for
girl,
my mama, please. And what they want, like the kid, I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but they want, I mean, it depends on who's singing it, I guess, obviously, right? But, so they're wanting somebody else to buy the shoes because their mom's dying. But you would figure like the mom would much rather want you to be at the hospital while she's dying instead of out like trying to like get somebody to buy shoes for her.
I don't know the song well enough to know if you're making stuff up.
I'm not making up stuff. Like, that's the song.
But like Jingle Bells, I mean, just going back, like, the problem with Christmas songs is they're all basically from like what, the 30s and 40s.
There's only so many times you can hear like the same song. It's just like all it is. It's the same song regurgitated by different artists.
But I know. But then you got it, and they don't change it at all either.
Like NSYNC can come out with a Christmas album. Garth Brooks can come out with a Christmas album. They're the same exact songs, except with like different ways they sing them.
Yeah. But like growing up in Arizona, White Christmas means nothing to me. Like I've been places where there's been snow, but White Christmas never meant anything.
Yeah,
to me.
you can keep dreaming of that White Christmas out here. It might rain out here.
Like Little Drummer Boy. Like I have no,
yeah, I don't remember.
Like chestnuts roasting on an ocean fire.
Ocean fire?
An
open fire?
Open fire. I don't get
Jack
that.
Frost nipping at your nose. I don't know what chestnuts are. What are chestnuts? Are those like nuts on your chest? It's like some deformity this guy has?
I was waiting for you to go there. Like, Baby It's Cold Outside is getting a lot of press this year. Like, I don't get that song at all. It's really not that cold. You can just throw a sweater on and walk outside, man. It's 45 degrees.
Well, apparently, according to some, Baby It's Cold Outside was talking about like... I mean, the Me Too movement is the one movement, obviously, giving this song some press here, is apparently... They think that he's trying to coerce her into staying the night, which he is. I mean, every guy does that, right? I mean, I've been there. Even if it's not cold outside. Baby, I'm cold in here. Like, come on, warm me up, cuddle me. But, yeah, I mean,
Send your mail to Jason Carter.
If you want to cuddle, let me know. Because baby, it's cold. I don't know. But no, so there's some songs out there. So you have a favorite?
No, they're all awful.
What about favorite Christmas movies?
Oh, we went over this early. Die Hard.
You still think Die Hard's a Christmas movie?
You know what?
I just found out that Love Actually is a Christmas movie. Have you seen Love Actually?
Yeah, but how...
It's on Netflix. I don't know. I gotta watch it.
I saw it in the movie theater way back when because I worked in a movie theater and I had to watch it, but I don't remember that much.
I watched this thing.
I hate the Die Hard's a Christmas movie and I think because it doesn't freaking matter,
Right.
Because people are like, it came out in July, so how's it a Christmas? But it's based around Christmas. I hate the whole argument or whatever. That's why
Titanic came out in December, but it's not a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I know, right? But we had this discussion earlier. Like, I don't think I've seen other than the cartoons on like Frosty the Snowman and Red Rudolph on TV, those things.
Which got some heat this year too.
Yeah, as a kid, you see those stuff. But like actual like Christmas movies, I honestly can tell you, I don't think I've seen. Like I brought up Scrooged earlier. I've only seen parts of it.
You haven't seen Home Alone, so the Google ad with Macaulay Culkin does nothing for you.
Well,
did you see the Google ad?
Since they do it side by side, it makes sense for me. But it's stupid and it was ridiculous.
That was awesome.
It was stupid and ridiculous.
If you haven't seen it, Macaulay Culkin's in this new Google ad. Now probably on like TV this week for football games or something like that. And he just pretty much redoes everything, but it's like all him asking like his Google Home or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, Google Home, what do I have going on today? And it's like, oh, your parents traveled away from you. Like, oh, okay, cool. You have the Home Alone.
Yeah, so I haven't seen that. I don't even think I've seen bits. I've seen like commercial stuff, but I haven't even seen like bits and pieces of it. Like it's been on, I probably haven't watched it. But like A Christmas Story, I've only seen bits and pieces of that. I haven't seen that whole thing. Like I get some of the jokes, like his tongue getting stuck on the thing. I get the fragile comment and then the leg lamp.
The leg lamp.
I get those jokes because
I didn't say fudge.
Yeah.
He has the soap in his mouth.
You're gonna shoot your eye out. Like I get all those jokes because I've seen enough of it to like get those jokes. But like, I haven't seen that. So I mean, what other Christmas movies are there that I can't even think of? But generally, no, I do not.
All right, so White Christmas.
Gremlins? Is that a Christmas movie?
I don't know.
There was snow in one of them.
So White Christmas.
You're like, what?
That was my dad's favorite movie because my dad was from Illinois, and he like when he moved to Texas, he never got White Christmas.
If I've seen any of White Christmas, I couldn't tell you what it's about. But It's a Wonderful Life I've seen. That's the one we talked about earlier that I have seen several times because it was like when it's like copyright or whatever ran out, like everybody could play it. So like VH1 and everybody was playing it like non-stop one year.
It was always on after the parade on Thanksgiving. Yeah. Kind of starts the holidays, but we always switched over to football.
Yeah, I have seen that. So there was a movie with Tiny Tim and
Scrooge?
Not Scrooge. There's another one I saw bits and pieces of. I can't put my mind on it right now.
Polar Express, you ever watch that?
Oh yeah, I got kids. I've seen the cartoon one.
Yeah, with Tom Hanks.
Dead eyes, yeah, I have kids. I saw that. Yeah, we got that around here. So
I'm a Christmas Vacation guy. That's always a classic.
Of course, I've seen Christmas Vacation. They're not for you, Rusty. That's my favorite joke ever.
My favorite is like, why is the carpet all wet, Todd? I don't know, Margot. And then when he goes on that rant about his boss being a dickless, cowerless, flesh sucking, eating, and also when he
goes in there,
he's in like the board, he's in the office, and the guy's like, Chris, he's like, it's Clark, sir. He's like, yeah, whatever. He's like, so they walk up, he's like, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, kiss my ass, kiss his ass, kiss your ass.
That's not even the best part. The best part, he goes in the office and he's like, I was wondering about Christmas bonuses, and he's like, I'm sorry, Clark, I'm really busy right now. I'm on the phone. And he's just sitting there and he's like, you're not on the phone. He's like, yeah, I am. And he picks up the phone and he's like, give me somebody while I'm waiting.
The best part about that scene is you see Clark put the Christmas presents on the table. They're all the same presents. Like, I just want to know, like, what he got him, Then he gets him the Jelly of the Month Club.
Yeah, that's like the best one. And then he's all, my favorite one is when they're decorating the front of the house. He's like, here's a knot for you, Rusty, because who hasn't been there in their life?
Right? The Christmas lights.
You don't put the Christmas lights back together right, and it's this giant knot of whatever.
See, Christmas takes forever to get ready. Then after Christmas, you really just like yank everything down. Like, here you go. I'll see it. We'll deal with it next year.
Yeah, I'll fix it later.
See you in 12 months.
Next year, you're like, what the heck? It's Christmas Vacation. Like, obviously, I've seen that. But yeah, generally, but the sappy Christmas movies, like feel-good ones, I really haven't seen a lot of those.
Well, Christmas Odyssey on Netflix is pretty good. It's Kurt Russell. He plays Santa.
Oh, is that good? Because
I thought it was pretty
Santa
solid.
Claus with Tim Allen, because I love Tim Allen.
Santa Claus.
I saw
one was good.
I didn't see.
I saw 2 was decent. 3 sucked.
3 I did not see. I worked in the movie theater for 1 and 2, so I had to watch it. Like, I think I've told that story before here. So I had to watch them, and I enjoyed those ones. But yeah, no, I saw that Kurt Russell one, and I was like, I've seen bits and pieces of Bad Santa with that creepy guy, Angelina Jolie's ex-husband. The parts I saw, I didn't.
Oh, Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob, yeah.
That's on Netflix too right now.
Yeah, I saw bits and pieces of that, and I actually wanted to give that one a try, but the parts I saw in it was like, this is no interest to me whatsoever. This is so awful.
The midget makes it.
Like Elf, everybody's into Elf. I've probably blasphemy here, but if I've seen all of Elf, I don't remember it. I remember specific scenes, and that's it.
No, I agree. I don't think Elf is that great. It gets a lot of love, but I am not a huge Elf fan. So I guess you can throw me right up into that blasphemy corner there.
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, if I've seen the whole thing, I don't even remember it. So
yeah, I don't think it was that good. Maybe It's Cold Outside is in that movie though. By the way.
Yeah, no, that's how we search it.
But no, so football. Let's get in some picks. You want to get some picks, shall we? Since we ran way long on movies and songs we don't care about.
Yeah, let's do it. Since our picks 2 weeks ago we were off, and then
last week they got cut out.
And last week they got cut out.
I can tell you, I did pick North Texas to win last week, and they got shut the hell down by Utah State.
And I laughed at you. And then I did pick Fresno State begrudgingly against ASU.
No, you picked ASU, and I picked Fresno State.
Well, hold on. I said I got a bad feeling Fresno State's going to win this, but I have to root for my guy. So I picked Fresno State first, and then I said ASU.
I was all Bulldogs all the way, and I hope that cheerleader's dad can get healthy again. I don't know. What a dumb.
How drunk was he?
Gosh, right? Like first you're in Vegas, so he's probably day drinking early, hitting the tables.
First of all, you live in Fresno, and then here's my other thing. A local radio thing brought this up, and it dawned on me. But Fresno's not a state. San Diego's not a state. So why is there a San Diego State? Why is there a Fresno State?
It's a good question.
Right? I know they brought it up, and they were naming a bunch of other ones that I can't think of right now. But yeah, they're like, it's not a state. They're like, I don't believe Fresno became a state, did it?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, right? Like, why is that? I'm curious.
That is weird. Well, obviously, right now, Army and Houston games going on, so let's get some bowl games here. Buffalo and Troy play tonight.
I'm going to go with Army on that one. Army for the upset.
Well, Houston gets the ball to start the second half, so let's go Houston.
42-7.
I don't know if that is an upset. I don't know what the line was or anything
Army's
like that.
10-2. Army's not a bad team this year.
So we got no line on Buffalo and Troy. Buffalo's 10-3. Troy's 9-3. That game kicks off later on tonight. Dollar General Bowl. Who you taking?
Buffalo and who?
Troy.
I prefer Sparta. So I'm gonna go with Buffalo. Dude, who knows?
Troy has a pretty cool logo. It's a T. Looks like swords.
They have nice helmets too. They're
I don't
blue.
think the Buffalo. I don't think the Bills Mafia is traveling to the Dollar General Bowl to help cheer them on. So I'll go with Troy here.
Where's the Dollar General Bowl at?
Couldn't even tell you.
Because where's Troy at?
Couldn't even tell you anything. Does that say on here where these games are at? It's in Mobile, Alabama.
Oh, that's in Mobile.
Is today just the day that Alabama gets all the bowl games, right? Because they had the Birmingham Bowl earlier.
Yeah.
So there you go. Mobile, Alabama. Buffalo and Troy. I think Troy should represent well there.
All right, I got Buffalo.
All right. Hawaii and Louisiana Tech. Of course, the Hawaii Bowl. The only bowl game Hawaii gets.
Yeah, Hawaii because Louisiana Tech's there and they're not concentrating on football, right?
Right? Yeah, you're in fucking Hawaii, right?
From Louisiana.
Speaking of that North Texas game last week and concentration, I don't know if you heard about this, but it was North Texas was kind of doomed from the start because the night prior. Well, why are you laughing right now? Do you know where I'm going with this?
Yeah. No, I don't.
Have you heard?
No, I don't, but I can't believe we have useless North Texas knowledge coming my way.
You call it useless?
Let's go. Let's hear it.
Well, hang on. Let me make sure I get
Why was North Texas doomed against Utah State?
Let me make sure I get the names right here. So I got to re-Google this story here because I had it.
You probably heard it. You're probably making it more dramatic then.
Okay, here we go. So the night before, North Texas, of all the hotels in New Mexico, of course, because they're in New Mexico Bowl, an adult film star just happened to end up at the same place as the football teams who were competing in the game. So Rochelle Ryan, you can Google her. She said, "How did I get so lucky that I'm staying at the team hotel for the New Mexico Bowl? Me in a hotel with 100 plus 18 to 22-year-old college athletes? Geesh, with the sweat cum drop emoji, whatever you want to call it. Let's see if I can pull a few of my Snapchat." So the North Texas team was already kind of partying the night before, so no chance. Yeah, women weaken the legs. So yeah, there you go. Useless North Texas knowledge. Yeah, I got Hawaii too winning that game.
You just wasted our time with that. Good job.
All right, Wednesday going to be big bowl day the day after Christmas. Christmas is on the 25th. Hey, guess what? On the 26th, got the number 25 team, Boise State, playing Boston College in the Servo Plus Cotton Bowl. Well, you got the Servo First Responder Bowl now, but it's at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. Boston College and Boise State. Going to be not a whole lot of fans there. Oh, man.
Who's traveling from Boise to Dallas? And then who's traveling from Boston to Dallas, right?
Yeah, to come, see this. Boise State, though, 2-point faves.
Yeah, Boise State's winning that.
All right, yeah, I got Boise State as well. Even they did lose to Fresno. Minnesota versus Georgia Tech in the Ford Field in the Quick Lane Bowl. Minnesota should travel well, right? 6-6, taking on 7-5 Georgia Tech. It's right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So 5.5 point spread. Georgia Tech, your faves.
Yeah, Georgia Tech's going to win that because they play that weird option style offense, and Minnesota's not going to the speed wise and stuff. So Georgia Tech's going to win that.
And on Wednesday night, you got the Cheez-It Bowl, California and TCU, Chase Field here in Phoenix. Tickets are pretty low if you want to go, Steve.
$31.
They're lower than that from what I was looking at earlier.
878 is low as 31 right there, it says.
Yeah, so they're pretty low. But yeah, TCU.
I could see why.
1 point dogs.
I can see why it's low because Cal wasn't very good this year and TCU wasn't very good this year.
Yeah, TCU always has higher expectations out there in the Big 12, and they're like, Cheez-It Bowl, what the fuck?
I know, right? Do you get free Cheez-Its if you go? That'd be worth the price.
I think you do. You should, right?
I'm gonna spend
Bowl?
$31 to sit in the nosebleed in a baseball stadium so I get free Cheez-Its instead of just going to Quick Trip and buying a $2 bag.
Let's go. Go TCU. I got my
TCU's gonna win.
I got my vintage TCU hat game on the other day just for this game. I spent $10 just for this game already.
Yeah, TCU's gonna win that. I don't even think that one's gonna be close.
So Thursday, the 27th, we got a couple games as well. Kicking off early, Temple versus Duke.
It's gonna be one hell of a good college basketball game.
Two football teams going at it right there.
Oh, it's football. Oh,
Walk-on and the Walk-Ons Independence Bowl.
1,399 tickets as low as $5.
Yeah, Shreveport, Louisiana, their Independence Stadium. Temple, though, 3.5 point faves.
Temple's Philadelphia or someplace, right? And then Duke's North Carolina, obviously. Duke people might drive down there to Shreveport, get cultured down in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Do a little gambling down there.
I'm going to go with Duke on this one, actually.
I'll take Temple. I like Temple to get that done. Miami versus Wisconsin. Two teams that thought they should have been a lot better. Playing at a baseball stadium there in the New Era Pinstripe Bowl at Yankee Stadium. Miami 3-point faves.
Yeah, Wisconsin's winning this because Miami's going to be in ice cold conditions. Wisconsin's winning this.
Yeah, I like Wisconsin to win that one as well. Also next Thursday, or this coming Thursday, Baylor playing Vanderbilt at NRG Stadium down in Houston. So the drive from Waco to Houston, not too far.
Was that 3 hours?
Yeah, I think it's less than that, probably 2.5. In the Academy Sports and Outdoors Texas Bowl.
Nashville's not that far from Houston either, though, is it? I mean, 6 hours, 7 hours?
Yeah, somewhere
so it's not that bad either. But Vandy's going to win that game.
I got Baylor winning that one. Home crowd feel. Purdue versus Auburn. Wow, Auburn's in the what bowl? Yeah. Franklin American Mortgage Motors Music City Bowl?
In the Nissan Stadium in Nashville.
Yeah. Purdue, they don't have to go far. Near does Auburn, so that's probably about the same distance.
It's probably right in the middle between the two of them.
Yeah, right.
But Auburn should win this pretty easily, but they might have a letdown because they had a bad end of the season there. But I'm going with Auburn on this one.
Purdue beat Ohio State. So Purdue's got to beat Auburn to close out the storybook season. And then the reason Urban Meyer stepped down. We got a couple top 20 teams playing, though, also on Friday.
Really quick, that's not the reason Urban Meyer stepped down.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah.
Second of all,
Josh Gordon went for mental health.
Sure. Did you see Urban Meyer's teaching a leadership class?
Yes, I think I might attend online.
I would like to because I want to know how to delete text and stuff so I don't get caught.
Well, he apparently doesn't know how to delete text. But we got a couple of top 25 teams playing as well next Friday. The Camping World Bowl at Camping World Stadium. Didn't even know Camping World sponsored a stadium. Yes, West Virginia, number 16, playing number 20, Syracuse. Syracuse is 1.5 point favorites in this one. Shocker. Shocker.
Yeah, why is that?
Are we reading that right? Oh, I don't think Will Greer's playing, right?
Greer's out.
Oh, yeah.
He's sitting out. So, actually, Syracuse, because Will Greer's out, Syracuse will be winning this game. And Syracuse is back ever since the Donovan McNabb days.
The Orangemen, number 24, Iowa State, taking number 13, Washington State, and San Antonio at the Alamo Bowl. Who travels to that one? Like, for those teams.
Right, I know.
There might be some Texas Tech fans rocking out for Mike Leach, I feel like. So, I mean, I'll give the nod to a Washington State because I do love Mike Leach.
I'm going to go with not a lot of people, Jason, since 5,864 tickets are as low as $29.
Well, there you go. I like Mike Leach. Who do you like?
Washington State.
Awesome. So let's get into some real talk here. We got some NFL games going on already today.
Did it just kick off?
The rest. Yeah, we got Washington and Tennessee already playing at halftime, 10-9. I was going to go Tennessee, but shit, Washington's up right now.
No, we both picked Tennessee actually earlier, so we're both picked Tennessee now.
Yeah, we both stuck with Tennessee, so those are the teams that we got.
I thought that was starting...
No, that's the early game today.
Oh my God, it's 4 o'clock. Oh my God, I was thinking it was like 1 still.
No, we are definitely...
I should probably go Christmas shopping at some point.
Yeah, we're thinking about doing that. Here, let me pull up some scores here if I can get... what the hell? This is just bowl games. I don't care about college football anymore. Okay, here we go.
Oh yeah, Lamar Miller's out this week.
Stupid apps. All right, Ravens and Chargers tonight. That's a game we both have interest in. Gonna have to go to a bar and watch it because we don't have NFL Network. Any of our fans out there have NFL Network. Give us your login.
Yeah, no. Shoot us a...
We'd like to just sit at home and watch it, but hey. Who you liking?
I'm going Ravens tonight, man. Harbaugh's getting his extension. Lamar Jackson got the vote of confidence from the team there. Flacco's the backup officially rest of the year.
Games in San Diego. Chargers been playing some ball. If they win this, they can win home field advantage throughout the playoffs for the AFC. Give me the Chargers in this game. Buccaneers, Cowboys tomorrow, kicking it off. Cowboys need a win. To clinch the NFC East. Should have got last week, but that didn't happen.
The problem is Cowboys should win this game, but they always fall on their face in magical fashion and look like crap, and they're going to suck. And they're probably going to lose and keep Dirk Cutter in his position in Tampa Bay. And I have all these issues with it. Who's starting for Tampa? Miss Fitzpatrick?
Yeah, I think Fitz is back. No, Jameson's are starting.
Oh, is he? Yeah. Cowboys should win this one.
Cowboys win this game. I mean, the Buccaneers, their quarterback steals freaking crab legs, fills up Uber drivers, and his name rhymes with lame as Tristan. Stupid. Anyways, go Cowboys.
I don't even know what that means.
Me neither. Giants taking on the Colts tomorrow. Colts 9.5-point favorites at home. No Odell.
Colts!
Yeah, Colts. They've been playing some hot ball right now, trying to sneak up in there in the wild card picture. So I like the Colts as well. Texans take on the Eagles in Philadelphia. Eagles pulled off some Nick Foles magic last week. Do they continue that trend against the Texans, who are coming in hot?
Because Lamar Miller was declared out today. Texans are starting to struggle a little bit when they're playing good teams finally. And Nick Foles makes that Eagles offense look a lot better. So.
I still like the Texans to win this game. That defense is good, and you still got Deshaun Watson back there as well running around. So give me the Texans in this. Jaguars taking on the Dolphins. Whew, what a doozy that's going to be. In Miami 3.5-point faves.
Yeah, Dolphins.
Yeah, I like the Dolphins to win this game as well. A lot of questions surrounding Jacksonville and the defense, and not just that, but the whole entire team. Gosh.
Disarray belief.
Their Muslim owner. Packers taking on the Jets tomorrow morning.
I hope he's Muslim. He might be. He's
Shaka Khan. He sounds like a rapper, actually. Some old rapper.
That's like an old musician. But he's not, he's not like Christian or whatever. He's definitely something else. I apologize if you're not Muslim, but yeah.
He's not Christian. He's definitely something else. Packers taking on the Jets. Aaron, 5-8-1 Packers out of the playoffs, taking on the 4-10 Jets in New York.
Have they said anything about Green Bay? Because Vegas took it off the board because they
2.5 points.
Oh, they bring back on.
Yeah.
So maybe Aaron's going to be starting then. So.
Yeah, I heard Aaron's playing regardless of the situation.
You know what? I think the Jets are going to put up a fight because Todd Bowles is on his way out there. I think they're going to put up a fight for him. I think Jets going to win this one.
Well, I like the Packers to win. Todd Bowles on his way out. Jets aren't really playing for much. I mean, getting to win over the Packers would be cool, but I still like the Packers. I think
Packers aren't playing for anything either.
I think it's going to be close, though.
But Packers aren't playing for anything
Yeah, well,
either.
their interim coach is playing for a job. I don't know. Bengals and Browns, they played each other like 2 weeks ago, but here they are playing again in Battle of the Ohio teams, this time in Cleveland, where Cleveland is 9.5-point favorites. Beat the Bengals earlier this season. Did they do it again?
Browns.
Dude, the Browns are going to be 7-1. They can finish up over 500 this year. I love it. I love it. I love it.
No, because they have somebody big next. They have like
Steelers, they have like Ravens or Steelers.
Yeah,
they got that game. They got that game. Go Brownies. Vikings taking on the Lions. Vikings win. They stay in the playoff hunt.
Yeah, Vikings have to win. You know what? I'm not a fan of firing an offensive coordinator. And I think it's a panic move by a head coach to save his job.
But when your offense comes out rocking like they did last week, good move.
It was a different team last week than ever before. Vikings need a win to stay in the playoff. They lose, they're going to drop out with 1 week to go. So they need to win this. I think the Vikings are going to sneak it out.
Yeah, I like the Vikings to win on the road where they are 6-point faves. Bills taking on the Patriots. What the Pats doing, man? 2 straight losses.
In ugly fashion,
they fall to 9-6
Yeah,
at home. 13.5-point faves.
The problem is Brady's missing wide open receivers now and stuff he hasn't done before. So
and now he's without Josh Gordon, who was his number 1 target.
Yeah, since he came over in week 4. So that's going to add to chemistry woes. Gronk is not healthy, and he's, like I said, he's missing wide open receivers that he's never missed before on there. However, Patriots are winning this game.
The Bills always play the Pats tough at home. This game on the road, so no dildos going to get thrown on the field. I like the Patriots winning as well. Falcons take on the Panthers. Panthers without Cam Newton. He's been shut down for the season, so they are 6-8. Falcons coming in 5-9, trying to make it both teams 6-9. Get it? 6-9. Atlanta 3-point favorites on the road.
Atlanta's winning this. Atlanta's kind of putting it together lately. Their defense is solidified since they were that big mash unit on IR earlier this year. But yeah, the Panthers have just wheels have come off on that train. So.
Bears in San Francisco, 4.5-point favorites. What?
You pick one of those? Atlanta?
Oh, yeah, sorry. The Falcons winning that one. Bears in San Francisco. San Francisco come with a big win, beating a playoff team last week in Division 5, the Seattle Seahawks. Bears 4.5-point favorites. Bear weather won't be a thing. Does San Francisco have another miracle?
Nope, Bears.
The Bears. Yeah, Cole Mack, he is going to rough up that quarterback, whoever is quarterback.
But the only danger on that one is the Bears have clinched the playoff spot. So I mean,
yeah, can they get 10-4, they could still get a.
Okay, so they do have something to play for then. I don't think Nagy will. Like I said before, I saw last week.
I mean, there's a lot of variables that have to go on. Like if the Cardinals beat the Rams tomorrow, like the Bears are right there. They're number 2 seed.
That's true. The Cardinals beat the Rams.
Which is our next game.
Dreamy's free.
Rams versus Cardinals in Arizona could be possibly Larry Fitzgerald's final home game in Arizona.
Dude, they're talking extension with him. He's going to come back another year.
I feel like he's coming back too. Like a lot of people are like, this could be his final game. Like, I feel like he's coming back.
Remember if he's not coming back, he's doing a good job of hiding it. Because remember last year when there was a true, like he was going to retire last year.
Yeah.
And remember how he was playing that card away? And this year he's like, look guys, I'm not making the decision. Like he's handling it completely. So if he retires, it's going to be shocking he retires this year. And then it came out, they're talking extension with him to spread that out, spread his money out some more and stuff like that. It doesn't matter. I mean, the Rams are winning this game.
Yeah, it could be without Todd Gurley. We'll see. Maybe the Cardinals pull one out of their Cardinal ass. I don't know.
The Cardinals scored 7 points. The Cardinals come out against the Chargers 2 weeks ago. They came out, were up 10-0, lost 41-10. They came out last week against Atlanta and scored 7 right off the bat and lost like 38-7. It's awful. There's no offense, no defense. It's just a horrible team. Wilkes needs to be fired. Head coach needs to be fired. Why is he even still there?
I mean, I'm picking the Rams, but they could.
I don't know why I'm arguing with you about this. So irritated.
Steelers and Saints play each other tomorrow. Steelers, need a big win. Saints, they're 12-2, need to hang on to that top seed. So all roads lead through New Orleans. New Orleans is a 6.5-point faves at home.
Pittsburgh is in danger of falling out of the playoffs after leading that division and dominating
and beating the Patriots of all teams.
Because New Orleans is winning this game at home. You're not beating New Orleans at home, people.
It's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be closer than what people think it's going to be. But I think the Saints pull out. But the Saints, man, no, I'm going back. Saints have not been playing good ball.
And Pittsburgh has?
Well, they beat the Patriots last week. They
Wow.
put up some points.
Wow.
I'm taking the Steelers. I'm going Steelers.
Be my guest. I ain't going to tell you no.
All right, well, stop telling me no. Chiefs taking on the Seahawks tomorrow night, Sunday Night Football in Seattle. Man, Seattle, that loss to the Niners could be bad juju for Seattle, because if they lose to the Chiefs, who are 1.5 point favorites on the road, and you get a potential Eagles win or Redskins win, like, we're looking at some interesting things going on.
Seattle's in trouble because that loss last week, that bad loss to San Francisco last week, hurt them because they have no margin for error anymore to control their own destiny. Seattle needs this victory against Kansas City. Kansas City needs this victory in the AFC to stay up there and everything. So it's a big battle. Seattle's a hard place to play. Weather's not going to be a factor because it's ass cold in Kansas City too. It's just going to be more wet up in Seattle than they're probably used to there. You know what though? Pete Carroll, as much as I hate to say it, I have faith in the guy. He's a big game guy. Andy Reid tends to fall down a little bit in big games. I think Seattle's winning this one at home just to keep their playoff hopes alive.
I think Andy Reid steps the F up here and they get this win. So I like the Chiefs in that one. Broncos Raiders Monday Night Football. John Gruden making his return to Monday Night Football.
Do we have to watch it? Like, does it have to be on television?
We do not have to watch it.
I know, like
we can watch something else. We can watch a bowl game, right? No, we don't have a bowl game.
No, not Monday. They don't go up against each other.
Son of a B. Yeah, we're watching that game.
NFL rules, Jason.
Yeah, we're watching that one.
Oh my God! Can we choose a win?
Denver 3-point favorites.
I want Oakland to win this because I want the Cardinals to get the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
So I want Oakland to win this.
It's a lot cooler when you lose during the season and you go into next year with the number 1 pick, right?
Well, it makes it a more. It'll make it a more. I mean, getting the number 2 pick, it'll still be an interesting offseason.
But having number 1, like remember this year, like the NBA, the Suns had the number 1 pick, and it's like this is awesome.
Different. Yeah, because then you don't. Then there's no speculation of who's going to fall. It's like, who you taking? There's no. Well, this guy gets taken here and this guy gets taken here. Like, there's none of that. It's just, here's your number 1 pick. Here's who we're looking at. They'll throw the smoke screens up, all that stuff. But yeah, I think the Broncos have given up on Vance Joseph. I think he's almost done. He's gonna be gone after this year. Broncos have given up on him. They had chances to win and control their destiny, and they fell flat on their faces, which is never a good sign for a coach. And believe it or not, Oakland actually has been playing pretty well. They've been losing still, but they've been playing pretty well. So
they've been competitive.
I think Oakland's gonna win this one.
I like the Raiders too. Believe it or not, I like the Raiders at home there. Monday Night Football, gonna get could possibly be the last game at the Odaco Coliseum.
It is the last game because with Oakland suing the Raiders, they will not sign a lease to play there next year. There's talk about them going over to Santa Clara. They're talking about moving them to Phoenix.
That'd be cool.
Season. Oh my God, just what we need. Just what the world needs. They're talking about moving them to San Diego, which is what I want to see, because I want to see San Diego Charger fans root for their have their division rivals play home games in San Diego.
It's just like getting a titty pick, it's a tease, really, more than anything. When you're sitting at church on a Sunday, you get a little titty pick, and then it's they're going to be gone, because after church, they have plans.
That would be like...
I'm stuck here.
That would be like the Hatfields moving into McCoy's house, like, and hanging out together for a while. Like, just add insult to injury to the community of San Diego, like...
I hope they don't play, because I feel bad for those poor fans. I feel bad. They could have voted on them to stay, but now I feel bad if they do that.
One reason why they moved where they moved is most Chargers season ticket holders are in that
area. Yeah, I know.
It wasn't from San Diego. They were from southern LA area. So, yeah. So I mean, it's the last game there. A lot of turmoil there, but they've actually been playing really well. I've been pretty impressed with the Raiders, even though they've had some losses. But like I said, I think Denver's quit on their coach.
Get it, Gruden. Get it.
So who's winning? I know we don't talk NBA very often, but Sunday Christmas matchup. The big one is LeBron and the Lakers.
We got like 5 Christmas matchups coming at you.
The one that they're extra promoting is Lakers versus Warriors.
And that's the night game, which I'm kind of shocked because usually that game kicks off like the day game.
Yeah, it's usually it's there. We all know what's going to happen, Jason. That's why I brought it up. Is the Warriors are winning by 40.
Well, Draymond Green hasn't been able to hit a 3 ball in a while.
But LeBron James will bring the eyeballs, so that's why they're doing it later.
Yeah.
But no, there's a couple bigger playoff games during the day.
You got the Bucks and Knicks, which Milwaukee should win that game. Thunder Rockets, which is kind of intriguing just because both those teams have been playing up to their capabilities. I mean, especially Houston. Rockets have been playing a little bit better here lately.
I'd say they've both gotten better lately. So.
Yeah, so I mean, I kind of like I like the Thunder to win that game on the road. Sixers and Celtics, I'm intrigued by. Celtics have been kind of falling off. Sixers have been playing some really good ball. Actually, now they got Butler on the team.
Celtics have been awful. They had a closed door meeting after their loss last night.
And then the nightcap game actually is a pretty decent game here for the West Coast fans. Blazers and Jazz, a couple of playoff teams right there too.
That would actually be a good game right there. Yeah.
So I mean, I'm looking forward to the basketball this way. I mean, obviously 10 a.m. on Tuesday. It'll probably on while I drown myself in sorrows of alcohol because I'm alone on Christmas.
I'm going to drag you to my parents' house with me so you're not sitting here by yourself in the morning.
No, I'll just be cleaning my gun.
Great.
I don't have a gun, people.
Y'all text me for my address and send the police.
Hey, you might do. You're watching Bucks and Knicks game. That's for damn sure.
Well, no, because you're also going to be the excuse for me to leave when the kids so I don't have to hang out there all day. So, I mean, there's some decent games going on that, I mean, it'll be entertaining to watch. But, I mean, there's nothing like, remember back in the days when it was, Lakers, Celtics, or Lakers, somebody.
Are they doing the Christmas jerseys this year? I haven't seen the Christmas jerseys for this year.
I don't know. I haven't been following it. But the nice thing about, for you NBA fans, which I'm not the hugest NBA guy on the planet. I follow it a little bit, blah, blah, blah. But the thing I do like about the NBA is this Christmas Day games because it basically, this is where teams start playing now.
This is basically the start of the season.
Yeah, like now they've all just been, toying around and all that. So now you're going to see these teams that have just been milling around and don't care what their record is.
I'd like to see the Mavericks win on a fucking road if that can happen. They're going to finish 500 this year.
Yeah.
Because they win every home game, they lose every road game.
I'll give you that, man.
Jeez Louise.
Your Hanes t-shirt little kid there is bigger stud than I ever thought he was going to be.
Freaking... Should have beat the Clippers the other night. That was sad.
You guys lost to the Clippers? You lost to the Suns and the Clippers?
They can't win on the road. They have lost their last 8 road games.
The Suns beat the Clippers in double overtime. How'd the Mavs not do it in regular?
They have lost on the road. They're on a 4-game road swing right now, dude. And I think they play the Warriors tonight, which is going to be like shittier.
My favorite thing about
the Warriors actually.
My favorite thing about the Suns was literally like 4 games ago. Like, the whole city of Phoenix was like, Robert Sarver used to tell the team they only have they go on a 4-game winning streak, and everybody's like, well, there's signs that they're going to be good next year, guys. They need a couple more pieces.
It's all about Greta, baby. Greta is the reason why they're good.
Like 4 wins in a row, and all of a sudden everybody's like jumping back on that bandwagon again. It's like people. But the thing about the Suns is man, when Devin Booker's in there,
it's a totally different
They
team.
are a decent team. I mean, they're not challenging for a championship or anything like that, but they are a decent team to watch. Like, they'll be in every game. When Booker is not in there, oh my god, they look like they've never played basketball before. So,
oh well. Anyways, everybody, hope you have a great Christmas.
Woo!
A happy Hanukkah.
Have a merry,
Hanukkah already happened.
Hanukkah's over, isn't it?
Hanukkah was over 2 weeks ago.
Kwanzaa,
yeah, have a crazy Kwanzaa. What else is there? Is there anything else?
I'm sure there's 7 different things.
We'll say happy holidays just to blanket ourselves and cover. I hate the people who say it's Christmas.
Yeah, no, that's what I was just gonna say.
Happy holidays. Just say Christmas. Well, you know what? There's more people in here than just you. All right, bitch. So chill the fuck out.
Dang.
That's all I'm saying.
But it's holidays too because it's not holidays because of all that stuff. It's holidays because you have Christmas and New Year's in a row.
Yeah. And you have all the other ones. You have Hanukkah,
Thanksgiving.
Kwanzaa, Thanksgiving.
I know, but I'm saying you said happy holidays when you were a kid, and it wasn't because you didn't want to say Christmas. It's because you're wishing because you don't see people. Like, if you work, you're off for the rest of the year. You don't see somebody for 2 years.
Have a happy holidays.
My favorite thing of leaving...
You're not going to say have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
My favorite thing when you got out on break on school was, what'd you say to everybody? See you guys next year.
I hate that New Year's joke, by the way.
No, you're welcome. I just used it on you.
Well, no, I hate, on New Year's Eve, if you give me a see you next year, because we'll be with each other on New Year's Eve.
So at
11:59 at the bar, we're like, hey, we're in the bathroom. See you next year.
we have a hot date on New Year's Eve. Yeah.
Yeah. So if any of you ladies out there want to come be our kiss, let us know.
Dude, you just said.
Well, we ain't kissing each other.
Well, I'm not saying that.
You gotta kiss someone. We ain't kissing each other.
I never understood that stuff, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a New Year's guy either. Like, I've never been. Like, when I was younger, like 21, 22, college or whatever.
Let's go get some drinks.
Yeah, it's all like, good. And you go to, like, because here we have those, the bowl game was always the, what was that?
Fiesta Bowl.
Fiesta Bowl was always the next day. So you had, like, usually it was good teams, And I remember one year. I remember one year, like, Notre Dame was in town. And they were good that year. And they were playing somebody. So we're all down in Tempe, for the block party and everything. And it's just like, there's never like a New Year's fan. So then when you have kids, then we started having parties at the house, like when Rock Band was huge. We had like a Rock Band party at the house and all that stuff.
We did the New Year's Day party.
And now I'm not going to lie to you, I just kind of want to be in bed by 9.
All right, well, we'll figure out what we're doing.
Yeah, Jason's not going to let me be in bed at 9.
We'll go to the UCF block party, check out some Central Florida girls. Go Knights.
You think they're traveling all the way here?
Dude, yeah, they're gonna win this game.
Dude, LSU chicks, man, they've got to be way better than UCF
dude,
chicks,
those SEC
right?
chicks. Oh yeah, you're right. Dude, we gotta go get some yellow gear or something. I don't know. We gotta figure it out.
I'll talk like Eddie O. Oh my God, I saw that video, by the way. When he's doing his press conference, Ed Edgeron, the head coach of LSU, he's doing a press conference and his team's practicing behind him. And he's like, they ask him a question and he's answering it. And he's like, well, guys, I think we need to fight. Oh, hold on a second. And he walks behind up on the side of the thing and he's all, hey, I'm doing a press conference.
Keep it down.
And then he walks back and starts answering it. And they get loud again. And he's like, hold on again. He walks over there and goes, stop practice. And he walks back and answers. But he doesn't skip a beat. He goes back and just starts answering the question again like it was nothing.
It's good to know that we know Eddie O wears pants underneath that.
Yeah, so I was reading stories about him really quick. Like, the one reason he never got a head coaching job earlier was, like, he was always, like, the party guy. Like, and you could totally see it, right?
Right. Like, you can tell, like,
it took him to, like, realize that he's, like, a CEO of a big company and the face of something, and he couldn't be, like, a partier and stuff like that for him to get a job like that or whatever. You could totally see, like, he's at the frat party. He's at the frat parties on a Saturday at one point in his life.
I want to party out with Eddie O on New Year's. I think he's coming here. He's like, hey, let's go check out Mill Avenue, guys.
Is the game on the 1st this year?
Yeah.
Because I haven't checked.
So you go New Year's, we can get party with Eddie O.
He won't be out. I remember back in the old days, like, Louisville was here one time. I don't remember who they were playing, but their players were all down at the Tempe block party or whatever. And just like all of a sudden, this was back before it was restaurants still and bars, but it wasn't like nationally ones like they are now.
Right.
It was like locally owned. And I just remember one of the restaurants there, like the Louisville players were all inside there like partying or whatever. And it was like 10:30 or something. And all of a sudden you just saw like all these guys walk in and they're like, let's go. Like all the coaches and
curfew
people and everything. It was like, let's go, curfew, let's go, guys. They all got on this bus and they all walked to the bus and got on the bus and drove off.
I saw that a few years ago. I went to Westgate for New Year's, and I forgot what team it was, but they were all in there partying, hanging out.
Yeah,
and it was the exact same thing. Like,
but they leave them alone. That was the thing. Was like players were just by themselves. They were interacting with people, and it was just like whatever time it was, let's go, guys. And it was like they walked in like they were Secret Service, man.
Yeah.
Like, we're going.
Time to go. All right, well, maybe we see Eddie O. Maybe not. Who knows? Hey, that's my dog riding in the car.
He never does that.
He's having fun. Anyways, we'll hit you back up next week. Hope everybody has a happy holiday. Merry Christmas.
Survive Christmas.
Survive the family.
Yeah.
Yes, and all that stuff. And, we'll meet you back here, same time, same place.
I'll have a bet on when the first I Hate You comes out around the house.
Or, man, she's getting fat.
Aunt Cindy's coming. Well, yeah, my aunts don't come, but Aunt Cindy's coming. She's had some problems lately, guys, so don't mention men to her.
Well, God bless you, God bless the troops, and God bless America.